On OSRC News at 7, Tinubu Ayedatiwa prominent personalities storm Ibadan as Rasheed Ladoja becomes 44th Olubadan. Governor Ayedatiwa craves unity, resilience as Nigeria marks 65 years of independence. Court dismisses Nnamdi Kanu's no-case submission, others in to enter defense. And from the foreign scene, Interpol arrests hundreds of African suspects over romance scams. Good evening and welcome to the news at 7. I am Omoshiliola Adesoye Ajayi. Our former governor of Oyo State, Rasheed Ladoja, has officially been crowned the 44th Olubadan of Ibadan. The coronation rites began at Osemeji Temple in Ibadan Southeast local government area, where Oba Ladoja received the traditional akoko leave. He was presented with the staff and instrument of office by Governor Seyi Makinde at the historic Mapo Hall. Governor Makinde, who cut short his annual leave on Thursday, personally attended the coronation to honor the new monarch. Oba Ladoja ascended the throne following the passing of the 43rd Olubadan, Oba Owolabi Olakunleyin, who joined his ancestors on Monday, July 7, 2025. And Oba Rasheed Adewolu Ladoja, former Oyo State governor and businessman, has had a long journey through politics and public service. Despite trials, he rose steadily in Ibadan's traditional hierarchy. Last month, he was named the 44th Olubadan. His coronation today, September 26, 2025, marks the fulfillment of long paths he described as bumpy but divinely guided. We bring you details of that report.
Oba Rasheed Adewolu Ladoja, born on 25th of September 1944 in Gambari, Ibadan, Oyo State, is a businessman and a politician. He began his career at Tutu, Nigeria, where he worked for 13 years before moving into private business in 1985. With interest in shipping, manufacturing, banking, agriculture and transportation, Ladoja was elected to the Nigerian Senate in 1993 during the short-lived Third Republic and belonged to the United Nigeria Congress Party during the Abacha transition. By 2000, he had become a director of Standard Trust Bank Limited. He was sworn in as governor of Oyo State from 29th May 2003 until his impeachment on 12th January 2006. He was reinstated by the Supreme Court on 12th December 2006 and completed his term in May 2007. In later years, he contested to return as Oyo State Governor for a second term under the Accord Party in 2011 and 2015. He returned to the People's Democratic Party in 2017, briefly joined African Democratic Congress (ADC) in 2018, and later moved to Zenith Labour Party. Ladoja steadily progressed in Ibadan's traditional hierarchy when he became the Jagun Olubadan October 1st, 1993. And in August 2024, he became the Otun Olubadan, stepped towards ascension to the throne after the passing of the 43rd Olubadan, Oba Owolabi Olakunleyin. On 7 July 2025, the Olubadan in Council nominated Ladoja as the 44th Olubadan of Ibadan land on 4th August 2025.
After that, we put the resolution to the whole house, and we unanimously decide and resolve that His Imperial Majesty Oba Rasheed Adewolu Ladoja should be the Olubadan of Ibadan for the 4th one.
Governor Makinde, who cut short his annual leave on Thursday, personally attended the coronation to honor and also presented the staffs of office to the new monarch. Now, Oba Ladoja ascended the throne following the passing of the 43rd Olubadan, Oba Owolabi Olakunleyin, who joined his ancestors on Monday, July 2025. Sunday, Adeyanju, Osrc News.
As Nigeria marks 65 years of independence, the call for unity and lasting solutions to the nation's challenges have took the center stage at a special Jumat service in Akure, the Ondo State capital. Government House correspondent Zimo Ibiemi reports from Akure Central Mosque, where leaders and worshippers gathered to seek divine guidance for peace, stability and progress for the nation. The report is presented from our studios. At the 65th Independence Anniversary Jamaat service, the atmosphere was one of reflection and renewed hope. The service, which brought together political leaders, Islamic scholars and residents of Akure, highlighted the importance of gratitude for Nigeria's journey so far and the collective duty of citizens to contribute solutions for its brighter future. Representing the governor, Deputy Governor Dr. Olaide Adelami said Nigeria's independence anniversary is not just a celebration of the past, but a reminder of the need to find homegrown solutions to the country's pressing issues.
Today, as Nigerians, we are grateful for how far we have come, even as we pray for a better tomorrow. Since our assumption of office in February with our His agenda, Allah has enabled us to embrace commitment to service, fairness, and visible progress in delivering dividends of good governance to the good people of Ondo State.
He emphasized that unity, resilience, and a collective sense of responsibility remain vital to moving Nigeria forward.
With your support and prayers, we shall build a society of justice, harmony, shared prosperity for all.
Chief Imam of Akure, Alhaji Abdulakim Yahya Korede, urged Nigerians to deepen their faith, embrace peace, and work together in addressing economic, security, and social challenges. He stressed that true independence lies in building a nation where justice, fairness, and prosperity are accessible to all.
President Ibaloke, àwọn ni wọ́n mọ ọkọ̀ tòkè. Gómìnà wa nípìnlẹ̀, àwọn ni wọ́n mọ ọkọ̀ ìpínlẹ̀. Èmi àti yín, àwa wà ní ọkọ̀. Àwọn dírẹ́fà sì gbé mọ́tò lọ. Báyìí tí wọ́n dá nínú èmi àti wọn ni pé àwọn ń sọ fún dírẹ́fà pé dírẹ́fà yóò kò ní sọ̀rọ̀ ayọ̀. Nígbà tó bá ti sọ fún dírẹ́fà yóò kò ní sọ̀rọ̀ ayọ̀, ó yẹ kí wọ́n náà bá lọ. Ọlọ́run lè sọ láyọ̀ torí bẹ́ẹ̀ tí ń wà yìí ló ti ní òní sọ láyọ̀. Gbogbo àwọn tí ṣẹlẹ̀ Nàìjíríà lónìí àwọn aláfáà ẹ̀yẹ ká lọ tú àwọn wa ṣe o.
Prayers were offered for Nigeria's leaders, the armed forces, and every citizen, with worshippers seeking divine wisdom for those in authority to chart the right course for the nation. As the Independence Day celebrations continue, the Jumat service stands as a call to action, reminding Nigerians that building a stronger nation requires not only prayers, but also practical steps of unity, sacrifice, and shared responsibility. Ondo State Governor Loke Aiyedatiwa will host a two-day regional stakeholders summit with co-hosting support from other Southwest governors from October 9 to 10 in Akure. The summit themed Strengthening Democracy Through Dialogue, Assessing Progress, Charting the Future will bring together more than 800 participants to engage directly with the federal government on key policy issues. Chairman of the steering committee, Akin Unigbide, said the event would provide a structured platform for dialogue between the Southwest and government at both federal and state levels. Discussions with focus on fiscal reforms and planning, economic development and jobs, social services, infrastructure and transportation, human capital development, as well as security and governance. Accelerated growth in public administration requires a strong technologies drive. This was the focus at the annual lecture of Chartered Institute of Public Administration of Nigeria, Ondo State chapter held in Akure. Chairman of the institute, Gabriel Fakilede, commended the Ondo State government for its continued support, saying the partnership is already yielding positive results. You're watching the news at 7. We take a break now. When we come back, the news continues. Please don't go away. Glad to have you back. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at Osrc TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel Osrc TV Ondo. Students of Ijapo High School, Akure, have elected new prefects into various positions for its 2025-2026 academic session. The announcement of the new students' leadership came after a free and fair election conducted in line with the INEC style of voting at general and state elections. Osrc's Joy Pius reports that the initiative, in collaboration with Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), aimed to introduce young minds to the voting progress and build an early interest in democracy.
No fewer than 17 students of Ijapo High School, Akure, keenly contested their favorite prefectship positions for the 2025-2026 academic session. The candidates were painstakingly selected based on their character, academic performance, and antecedents before being presented to both staff and students for election. The candidates had earlier rolled out well-planned manifestos after days of rigorous electioneering, soliciting the support of fellow students. The election, which was conducted in a way similar to Nigeria's national and state elections, had the students participating in voting for positions such as senior prefect, boy and girl, health, social, labor, library, chapel, and sports prefect. With a population of 2,402 students, about 1,000 delegates were chosen to vote. The prefectship election, which held in the school premises, followed due electoral processes, which included voter accreditation, ballot casting, sorting, and vote counting. Having scored the highest votes for the position of senior boy and girl, the returning officer for the 2025-2026 elections, Reverend Canon Shola Adekone, announced Jesu Bemiga Ogunshui with 500 votes and Olajumoke Amos with 457 votes, the winners and senior prefects of Ijapo High School, Akure.
I'll make sure I make it easy for them to approach the teachers, because that's one of the things that makes students fail. Because if they are not able to approach their teachers, they will fail.
We must be disciplined socially, academically, environmentally, and this is what I'm going to be working with other prefects for us to achieve. Discipline in order for us to have a good name.
The school principal, Fadikemi Jobodo, said the initiative will help produce responsible adults and leaders for the nation.
The students already made up their mind that this and this are the people that we are going to vote for. It has opened the mind and the eyes of my students that they are free to perform their civic rights. We told them that nobody should bribe them, nobody should buy biscuits for them, and that's why we said nobody should campaign in the classes. All the campaign should be done on the assembly ground, so that it will be on a level ground. After the election, all the contestants up themselves. That is the spirit of sportsmanship. That is the spirit of election. That shows that even with the election, they don't have anything against themselves.
Head of Departments, Voter Education, Publicity, Gender and Inclusivity, INEC, in Ondo State, Yinka Ogunsheye, said the Catch Them Young initiative is part of its mission to develop responsible future citizens who understand and value democratic processes.
They must have been well informed about what is election, how do you do election, how do you register. You see today, we did accreditation and voting. We use their class list to do accreditation. So by the time they come of age, they will have imbibed the spirit, the tenets, so to say, of democratic election.
They were urged to collaborate the school administrators to transform the citadel of learning for the next 1 year, with calls to other schools to adopt the model. Joy Pius, OSRC News.
Accelerated growth in public administration requires a strong technological drive. This was the focus at the annual lecture of Chartered Institute of Public Administration of Nigeria Ondo State Chapter held in Akure. Chairman of the institute, Gabriel Fakilede, commended the Ondo State government for its support, saying the partnership is already yielding positive results. Omori Olampichi now reports.
For a developing nation, leveraging technology in public administration goes beyond digitizing services. It serves as a catalyst for good governance, inclusive growth, and socio-economic transformation. This theme dominated discussions at this year's SIPA Night, an annual lecture aimed at improving service delivery in government. The SIPA chairman in Ondo State, Dr. Gabriel Fakilede, expressed appreciation to Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa for his encouragement to the institute. He charged members to remain committed to the core values of service, integrity, and accountability in order to contribute meaningfully to national development.
Let us try to make a meaningful impact in the lives of our citizens and contribute to the development of our great state in line with our peace agenda of the present administration.
Chairman of the occasion and Chairman Ondo State Information Technology Agency, SITA, Tomide Akanribido, described technology a catalyst for democratic renewal, noting that the Ondo State government is leveraging on it to foster sustainable development.
We cannot foster electronic governance without first equipping the public servants themselves with basic and foundational digital skills and ICT skills as it were. Already we have embarked on a lot of training for young people in the state through the gracious approval of Mr. Governor. So far this year we have trained 500 young people across the state.
Chairperson of the 2025 SIPA Nights Committee, Aderunke Ibitu, acknowledged the commitment of members and urged them to uphold the profession's core values.
This evening is not just a celebration and social gathering. It is a reflection of our shared commitment to professionalism, integrity, excellence, and the continuous development of public administration in our dear country, Nigeria, which are the values that define us as members of this institute.
Guest speaker from Adekunle Ajashin University, Akungba Akoko, Dr. Paul Oshe, while analyzing the topic, advancing an innovation-driven public administration, leveraging technology, highlighted three key domains of effectiveness, accountability, and inclusiveness.
Public administration must be competent in delivering whatever service they are rendering. And how can that be? It is through the involvement of technology in this technology-driven age. We must be able to be held accountable and at the same time not be fearful to give accounts.
Others offered further suggestions on strategies to achieve these goals.
I still want you to add
one thing about that technology, which is power. Without power, any technology that you are building, it is zero.
The need to carry mobilization further to schools. I am a principal of a school, but I saw the necessity of knowing more about administration.
To them, such innovation will help governments become more transparent, efficient, responsive, and future-ready while empowering citizens and attracting investments. Omoniola Mbeji, Osrc News.
The September edition of monthly sanitation exercise will hold across Ondo State tomorrow. The General Manager of Ondo State Waste Management Authority, Mr. Adekunle Olajumbo, said the exercise will run with restriction of human and vehicular movement between 7 and 10 in the morning. He said anyone caught violating environmental law would face the full wrath of the law, while urging residents of the state to use the period to clean their surroundings. Olajumbo assured of Governor Aiyedatiwa's commitment to a better, cleaner and hygienic environment. NNPC Limited has announced its re-entry into Ogoni land, calling it a milestone of reconciliation and sustainable development under President Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. NNPC Limited Chief Executive Officer Bayo Ojulari said the move prioritizes justice, equity and collaboration with host communities supported. Ojulari pledged to make Ogoni land a model of reconciliation, providing that energy development can align with environmental protection and community prosperity. The Federal High Court in Abuja has dismissed the no-case submission filed by the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. Justice James Omotosho, in a ruling, held that the Department of State Services has made out a prima facie case against Kanu. He accordingly ordered Kanu to enter his defense, as the prosecution has been able to convince the court without reasonable doubt that beyond reasonable doubt that he has a case to answer in the alleged terrorism charge brought against him by the federal government. Justice Omotosho held that the evidence presented by the Department of State Services through its 5 witnesses was such that there was a need for Kanu to provide some explanations in the charge brought against him. The court also gave the Nigerian Medical Association 8 days to constitute a team of medical experts to determine the health status of Kanu. No fewer than 260 suspected cyber scammers have been arrested in a sting operation carried out across 14 African countries. The operation, coordinated by Interpol and funded by the United Kingdom, targeted criminal networks using social media and digital platforms to extract money from victims in romance scams and occasionally blackmailed using explicit imagery. Interpol estimates the victims lost a combined total of almost $3 million, more than 1,400 victims across Ghana, Kenya, Angola, and elsewhere were identified. Microsoft says it has stopped Israeli forces from using some of its technology. That is after an investigation found the military had been using the firm's data centers and artificial intelligence for mass surveillance of Palestinians in Gaza and the occupied West Bank. The report is presented by Blessing Obe.
Since it was revealed that Israel was using Microsoft Azure cloud computing and AI technology both to spy on Palestinians and to bomb Gaza, Microsoft employees have been protesting. They've disrupted Microsoft computers around the country, with some even occupying the office of Microsoft President Brad Smith at the company headquarters in Redmond, Washington. Following that incident, Smith said he would launch a review into Azure, but he downplayed the significance of the service.
The vast majority of what Microsoft does for the Israeli military the Israeli Defense Force is protect the cybersecurity of the state of Israel. There are some other activities as well that involve the use of Azure for storage, for example, for processing of data, and that is what we are focused on getting to the bottom of.
The company's review is ongoing, but Microsoft has announced it will no longer provide the Azure service to the Israeli government. "We do not provide technology to facilitate mass surveillance of civilians," Smith wrote to employees. The investigation published in August revealed that it was after a 2021 meeting between Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella and the then head of Israel's military spy agency unit, A200, that Israel began storing the cell communications of Palestinians in the West Bank and Gaza at massive Microsoft cloud storage data centers in the Netherlands and Ireland. Intel records show that the Microsoft CEO knew that, quote, sensitive workloads would be stored on its servers, and suggests that Microsoft engineers know that raw intelligence. In addition, some of the Israeli Microsoft had themselves once served in Unit A200.
The whole arrangement from the beginning, from 2021, as you mentioned, was between the head of A200, a unit that is known for doing surveillance on Palestinian, and Microsoft, and the very top officials of Microsoft.
While its Azure service is no longer available for the Israelis, Microsoft is making it clear that its close cooperation with Israel will continue. Israel, meanwhile, has reportedly been looking to Amazon's cloud computing and AI services for its surveillance program instead. Amazon has not commented on that report. Blessing Obi, Osrc News.
That concludes the news at 7, but before we go, let's take a look at some of the major stories. We told you that President Bola Tinubu, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, and other prominent personalities today graced the coronation of former Oyo State Governor Osrc Ladoja as he was crowned the 44th Olubadan. We also told you that Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has called for unity and progress as Nigeria marks 65 years of independence. Lastly, we told you that the Federal High Court has dismissed the no-case submission filed by the embattled IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu and ordered him to face his defense. And that's it on the news. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.
Go.